I'm with Adam Lambert, the man, the
Nice
voice.
to meet you.
Good to meet you,
yeah,
bro.
you too.
I was just sitting out there before, and you honestly had like hundreds of little kids in glitter and old ladies, too,
Yeah.
like milfs.
Oh, yeah.
Semi-milfs, there was like a
Yeah,
couple of milfs.
yeah, a few.
And they're all here to meet and greet you.
It's amazing.
Whole lot.
I'm really excited to meet them.
Is this weird for you? Because
Yeah,
this has only happened in the last few years, really, isn't it?
It's still a little weird. I think I've gotten used to it to a point.
Yeah.
You know, the thing that was a little bit weird at the beginning was all the MILFs, because that's kind of what it's been. There's more of that in the States than even abroad.
Yeah.
Here, when we travel internationally, it's actually a little younger, which is nice to see.
You were working hard before Idol, weren't you?
Yeah, I was working hard. I
Theatre?
did a lot of theater, and then I had a band for a little while, and I started writing music with some producers, doing demos. So I had a little bit of experience in the studio, which really lent a lot to what I did on Idol.
Yeah.
Because we even got in the studio every week on Idol to record the song that we were doing.
Yeah.
So that was also a really good experience. But by the time I got into the studio for my album, I felt like, okay, I've been here before. This isn't like the first time. So that
Comfortable.
helped.
How long did it take for you to make a semi-name for yourself? I mean, before Idol, were people following you? Like, did people know who you were?
I had a little bit of a name, definitely not famous or anything.
Yeah.
You know, I had a reputation that
Yeah.
was good. You know, people were like, "Oh, that guy can sing. Oh yeah, I've heard of him." Especially in LA
Yeah.
and in New York in the theater world. But no, I mean, I was kind of basically a nobody, and then Idol, and then boom. Yeah, I mean, it was amazing.
Yeah,
and
different
it's a quick
experience.
ride. Let me tell you. I mean, it's
Yeah.
like, whoa, okay, you're on now.
That's the thing, and like after Idol, I mean, obviously you should have won it because I don't even know what happened. I'm sure he's a lovely dude. I don't know what
He's
happened
still
to
working.
that
He's
dude.
working. He's got stuff on the radio.
But your voice, I always say your voice rips me in the ass.
Oh,
Every time this dude sings,
I try.
it's just like there's a couple of nuggets that just slip out here. You know that feeling? You're just like, oh, this, you know.
yeah, that
So
feeling,
I've collected a few of them. I'll give them to you after.
Oh, good. Good.
Are you happy that you didn't win it though? Like, do you think if you won it, it would be a little bit weird for you? Because
I
you'd
think
have to-
everybody thinks that there's some different situation that happens when you win, and I've heard like people go, "Oh, you should have won. It's a shame. I cried." And I'm like, "Well, thank you." And then I hear people say, "Oh, you know, it's a good thing you didn't win," because then they would own you. And I'm like, you know what? Contrary to popular opinion, about 3 or 4 of us from the end of the show, we're all represented by the same managers.
Yeah.
We're all signed to the same label, so it's actually kind of all the same thing. I think it's just a perception thing. I think if you win American Idol, you have the title that follows you. That's just in people's heads. But your actual situation is the same. Your contract's generally the same. You know, your gig is the same. So I don't think it really matters.
And now you're writing songs with people like Lady Gaga and Pink. Who else have you worked with in your album? Dead from the Darkness?
The guy from Muse, and who else? Great, Rivers Cuomo. Great people, great writers.
Do they just come to you with songs and go like, I've written a song, here it is?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, I hate to correct you, but I didn't get to write with Pink or Lady Gaga. I sang songs that they wrote.
Oh, true.
With Gaga, though, what was really exciting about it was that we got to be in the studio together.
Yeah.
So that was cool, because I did bring what I had to the table and kind of sang it my way, and she was into it, and she was egging me on, and we had a couple drinks and got a little nuts, which was great. Hope to do it again someday. But Pink was a song she had written.
Yeah.
And that I was lucky enough to get and to record.
With
and
her,
it's a great song. And the other guys, Rivers, I got to write with. The Darkness, Justin Hawkins, that was written.
Yeah.
But you know what's cool is that it's just like doing the covers on Idol, is that you get a demo and it's bare bones.
Yeah.
And what's really fun is getting in the studio and getting to do my vocal spin on it, putting my harmonies, my ad-libs on it, maybe making little lyric changes. And then also, I got really involved in the production process, which is something I really love. Like, oh, can we do this little sound here? We should put a drum fill here. We should put a guitar fill here. And I got to give my input on that too, so that was great.
And you obviously wouldn't have had much time from Idol to releasing your album to actually write your album, though, would you?
It was fast. It was 2 months to do 18 songs, which is pushing it. This next album, I'm going to be doing another one coming out probably spring, summer of next year, and I'll get a little more time to sit with the material, hopefully write even more. I got to write 5 songs on the last album, but this time I want to write them.
Yeah, I was
If I
actually
can
going to
get my
say,
way,
you're going to unleash your baby, you know?
Yeah, if I can get my way, I'll be writing on all of them, so I can buy my house.
Oh, yeah. Everyone needs a house.
Yeah, exactly.
You, I mean, you love like late 70s, 80s sort of glam rock.
Yeah.
Are you going to pull off an album like that?
You know, I think that there's a lot of shades of that on the album, but it's
Yeah.
done in like a pop presentation. I think, you know, at the end of the day, there's this really fine line between having artistic integrity and doing what you love, but
Yeah.
then also making a living and trying to carve out your spot and having longevity. And quite frankly, from my experience and from what I've seen, to make it in mainstream music right now, it's not going to happen with like a throwback rock thing.
Yeah, with
Who, you know, it's not happening. It's about pop.
Yeah.
And I think pop is genius. I listen to pop. But I think what my goal was to bring all that influence, to bring the power vocals, to bring the guitars, some of the live instrumentation, and meld it with the synth pop thing that's happening right now. And I think we did a great job.
Yeah.
And I'm going to continue to try to do that. But I think that fusion is kind of the way to push forward. I think sticking behind in the past, I think it's kind of been done.
Yeah.
I don't think it's happening right now. And I think part of what pop is staying abreast of what people want.
Yeah.
And what the trends are, and some person might call that selling out, but another person might call that being really smart.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm trying to carve out my spot so that I do have the freedom to do whatever I want in the future musically. And I think my concert actually delves a little bit further back into rock than maybe the album feels like.
Yeah.
Because it's not designed, the concert isn't designed to be played on the radio.
Yeah.
It's designed for people to rock the hell out, you know? It's designed for the laser light show and for people to rock. So it hits a lot harder.
Yeah.
You'll like it, yeah.
Keen.
Yeah.
You just did Malaysia. You
Yeah,
did
that
from
was
Malaysia.
crazy.
I read in on Twitter. You said that you had to like cut a few things out of your show.
I just couldn't kiss my bass player. That's all that I really did. Yeah, and I watched the hip grinding a little bit.
Does he get the kiss every show?
Not every show. That's
sure,
the
right?
thing. It's kind of like if we're feeling it, and also depends on his shade of lipstick. If he's wearing black lipstick, I don't want that.
that
all
doesn't
over my
look good.
face.
Though. Do you have a makeup sponsorship?
Huh?
Makeup. Do
What
you
about
have a
it?
sponsorship? An endorsement?
No. We just buy a bunch of stuff. I have a makeup artist helps me get ready.
I used to be endorsed by MAC.
Really?
Yeah, back
oh,
in
cool.
the day before it was called like, and the emo trend came through, I got rid of my makeup. Yeah. Hundreds of dollars worth of this stuff.
See, you do the opposite of what I do. I try to stay on the trends, and you're like anti-trends.
Yeah, and well, how do you
It's
know?
punk. It's a punk mentality. I like it. I
I'm
respect
hitting
it.
the 3-0, bro, so I can like do the gut. I can
28.
rock the gut. Oh, yeah.
28. Yeah.
Ah.
I'm there. I'm
Yeah.
there, and that's one of the reasons why I was like, you know what? Got to make something happen.
Yeah,
Got
totally.
to Idol.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people say, "Oh, it's selling out." I'm like, "Fuck no, it's not selling out." What Idol is it's an amazing platform.
Yeah.
It's a great way to get your shit out there, and I think the other problem is that I started exploring what it was like to try to make it in the record industry.
Yeah.
I would have never gotten signed. Being 27 years old, gay, way left of center, I wasn't what you'd imagine necessarily
Which
in
is
mainstream
kind of,
radio.
Yeah, that's the kind of fucking retarded thing about it, is because when people hear your voice, it's like, you're the best vocalist in the world right now.
No.
Hands down.
No.
Totally.
Don't believe it.
Put money on it. Want for it?
Well, thank you. Thank you.
But you know, like you'd think like a record label or whatever would jump on it. They'd be like, this dude, good looking, pipes, sign him.
That's the thing, is it's not the trend, it's not what's happening, and it's just not expected. And
Yeah.
I think that that's kind of where music is right now in some regards, is that it tends to be a little bit of this, more of the same.
Yeah.
And I'm really happy that Idol came along and that the producers took a risk on me and that I was able to prove to the Suits I got people that want to listen to me, and that's what it took. Ultimately, if it weren't for the fans that supported me during Idol and that have supported me since, I wouldn't be doing it. The label would have been like, it didn't work. But
Yeah.
it is working, and I'm so thankful to the fans for supporting it.
Have you got a little secret for the next lot? I mean, like you have to have a little spin from the last
I haven't
album, right?
I haven't started anything on the next one, but I think it's going to be like down the lane of what's working, like
Yeah.
the songs that people have loved, the singles that have worked. I think it's probably just going to go further into that lane, which is slightly more of the rock pop than the dance pop. So,
With you.
yeah.
I wish you all the best, right? And I hope
Thank
you're
you.
back here soon, eh?
Thank you
And
so
thank
much.
You so
I
much for your
appreciate
time.
it. Thank you.